Hey CivOps friends, how are you guys all doing? Welcome back to another episode of CivOps Gear, reviewing all the EDC gear and knives for everyone from the civilian to the operator. Today I want to talk about this knife that just came in from KnifeJoy and offer you a little bit of a shameless plug for the KnifeJoy Plus Buyers Club, without which I would probably not have picked this guy up, and I've been wanting one of these for a very long time. So let's have a quick look at the Beyond EDC Terra Mundi River Wolf. Comes with this certificate of authenticity, limited edition Terra Mundi. Terra Mundi, of course, is the Beyond EDC sort of premium division of their designer with the highest quality materials involved. So Terra Mundi is sort of the Lexus to Toyota, or the Cadillac to Chevy. And it comes in this very cool little Pelican case. And what a phenomenal knife this is. Now, let me start out by telling you that I would like to thank my Patreons for making this possible. However, I don't have any Patreons. So I would like to thank my job for paying me and my girlfriend for leaving me, both of which made it possible for me to see this and pick this up. The third thing that made this possible, like I said, is the KnifeJoy Plus Buyers Club. Now, if you're not a member of that, I highly encourage everybody to go on KnifeJoy and sign up for their Buyers Club, because every month you will get a little list of knives that are running at special prices, and those prices are very, very good. I don't think I'm going to tell you right here on video what I was able to get this knife for, but it was a very good price, and belonging to that special club has great advantages. One of them is I got this River Wolf, and boy, is this a cool knife. This knife is absolutely phenomenal. I am loving it. It's, of course, going to be all the materials you would expect in a premium knife, M390 steel, and look at the size of the chunk of M390 you're getting. Of course, all titanium scales. And I want to talk just a little bit about a couple of the design elements on this knife, because, wow, is there some nice stuff going on here. For one, the ergos on this knife are, mwah, bellissima. This is sweet. The ergos are so great on this. I'm just absolutely loving it. There's no liner, of course. This is a frame lock. There's no liner getting in the way of your finger here. The frame lock feels great. And if you can see all the way around the scale, there is a nice chamfering going on that makes, that relieves all of the hard edges. There's really no sharp hot spot digging into you anywhere. And I have to tell you, look at the size of this finger choil. This finger choil, I mean, this is like almost glory hole. This is a large, large finger choil. And you can choke up on this bad boy like, you know, this is great. The ergos on this feel fantastic. I am loving the pocket clip. And I'll tell you something, I didn't even really notice how great the pocket clip was until I first slipped this into a pocket, and it just glided in and slid out so easily, but it never lost tension. It didn't try to slide out on its own at all. But when I slid it into the pocket and pulled it out, you could just feel just the right amount of flexibility in this clip. The clip is attached with just one, looks like a T6 screw. And that leads to something else I'm really liking on this knife. This clean look. It's held together with a T8 pivot and then one T8 body screw that goes through a back spacer, which is just beautifully machined and just completely flush mounted against the titanium scales. So one pivot and one body screw, and then you've got a T6 holding in your lock bar and a T6 holding in the pocket clip, and that's it. And for that remarkably small amount of hardware, this knife is solid. I mean, it is solid. The drop shut ability is, I mean, it can't be stopped. It really can't be stopped. You couldn't stop this knife from drop shut abilitying if you wanted to. And the amount of leverage that you're getting on this flipper, I mean, even though there's a nice strong detent, let's look at the detent here. There's a nice strong detent, but wow, it flies open. And it feels like it just wants to melt into your hand. I'm loving the ergos on this, even choking up into the finger choil. This thing is bad to the bone. Of course, this is a Demko design. And of course, Demko is a designer who the last year or so has been dominating in the knife world. I mean, certainly longer than that, but the Demko knives, with their shark lock and the slicers, they've been really killing it lately. Can't keep a Demko in stock. So again, this is the Terra Mundi division of Beyond EDC. And the Terra Mundi division is, of course, the one that's going to be using your M390s and your all titanium. Of course, Beyond EDC, you know, they make the Chunk and other models, which are titanium and S35 and things like that. But the Terra Mundi is going to be your highest end with your, you know, your names like Demko and your M390. And there is no jimping up on top of this, on the spine of this knife. It's a nice, pretty thick chunk of M390. It's not so thick that, you know, it strikes you as being particularly unreasonably huge. But, boy, for how big this knife is, the action is so good. This knife just wants to fly open and it wants to just drop itself shut. Oh, like butter. I'm telling you, this is like butter. Listen, if you're finding this review of the River Wolf helpful at all, go ahead and share this video with your buddies, like a stripper who says she loves you. Go ahead and share. Also, go ahead and leave me a comment about what you think about the River Wolf. Are you enjoying the chamfering and the action and some of the design as much as I am? Because I am loving it. Absolutely loving it. I think it's phenomenal. Now, again, this knife might be a little big and a little heavy for some people who prefer a smaller EDC knife. Not me. I've got the pocket space, I've got large hands, and I'm not a small person. So for me, I like knowing I've got a good, solid, big knife in my hands. You know, something machete-wise, of course, that's too big for me. But this is still pocket knife, you know, but it's a substantial, large pocket knife. Let's do just a quick size comparison, just to some other things that you might recognize. Here is a Spyderco Tenacious with some titanium scales on it. So if you've handled a Tenacious, you know how big that is. The River Wolf is certainly a much larger knife, but does it dwarf it? No, I wouldn't say it dwarfs it, but it's substantially larger. You know, let's look at the, you know, the Tenacious is not a very huge knife. It's mid-sized. Clearly nowhere near as premium as something like the River Wolf. But, you know, let's put the pivots on top of each other and you can see the River Wolf is certainly much larger, but dwarfing it? No, it's not too huge. It's not ridiculous. Let's put it next to a Max Ace Goliath. The Max Ace Goliath almost dwarfs the River Wolf. So, you know, and the Max Ace Goliath is a fairly common knife that's out lately and comes in a couple different variations. Certainly larger than the River Wolf. Let's look at a Microtech SOCOM Elite. You're running something similar there, kind of similar. Of course, the River Wolf is much taller, a much taller blade in profile than something slim like the SOCOM. But the SOCOM is longer, a little bit longer. So there's nothing really crazy, in my view, about the Terra Mundi River Wolf from Beyond EDC. It's large, it's substantial, but it's not crazy. But oh, that action. The action makes you feel like it's not quite as huge as you think it is. And again, I've got to say, you know, this knife is priced accordingly for who designed it and the quality materials that are in it and the craftsmanship that went along with it. Like I said, the chamfering all the way around the scales is just beautiful, and the build quality is great. Couldn't be more centered. It's just, this is really, really, really feels good. And so the price reflected that. And I hadn't picked it up for a while, even though my eye kept going to it. But it's this Knife Joy Plus Buyers Club. If you are not a member, I cannot strongly enough suggest that you jump on Knife Joy and join in their Plus Buyers Club, because every month you will get a roster of new knives that will be available only to you as a member at deeply discounted prices. And like I said, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I got this for, but if you want to know, go ahead and jump on there, because as a knife collector, I got to tell you, I'm very happy I joined it. And, you know, again, I'm a buyer from all the regular places. You know, I started out on Blade HQ, expanded to Knife Center, and now you should see my Google bookmarks. It's like every knife retailer there is. And when I'm looking for a model, I pick them up from, whoever has them in stock and has the best deal, and, I find them first. So I buy from everybody. I love almost all of our regular knife retailers. Knife Works, Chicago Knife Works, Atlantic Knives, Knife Joy, Blade Ops, Knives Ship Free, Smoky Mountain, of course, GPK. I buy from all of them. But Knife Joy's Plus Buyers Club, you guys. If you're not a member, dude, go sign up. And in the meanwhile, tell me what you think about this River Wolf. What am I missing? Is there anything phenomenal about it that I haven't seen yet? The frame lock has a lock bar on it. And let's have a look at the lockup. The lockup is extremely solid. What do you guys think? Maybe 30%? Like a 30% lockup on that? 25, 30%? Yeah, probably 30% or so. It's very substantial. And blade play? Come on, get out of here. Forget about it. Not a chance. Not a chance, blade play. What are you talking about? This glory hole finger choil is so cool. And even without jimping on top, oh man, I've got such a great grip on this knife. The ergos with these finger choils milled right into the titanium scales. Oh, so good, so good. Just such a great grip. It just feels like it melts into your hand. So there you go, guys. There's my quick little first impression review of the Terra Mundi River Wolf, and a shameless plug for the Knife Joy Plus Buyers Club. I have no affiliation with them. I'm just a collector who uses it, and I'm telling you, as my friends and other collectors, jump in there. You won't be sorry. Thank you very much, everybody. I will see you on the very next CivOps Gear review. And also remember, make sure to follow us on Instagram at CivOps_gear, and jump on Facebook and join our CivOps page, because our CivOps group, because we have some like-minded folks in there discussing knives and gear and holsters and all kinds of cool stuff. So we'll see you on the social media there, and talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Bye-bye.